Hey guys, Coaching for the Soul, Thursday at 3 has begun. It was a nice day in Detroit, but now it's raining and cold. So anyway, you're watching this live. Hello, hello, hello. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the videos and please leave a little comment like, hey Bill, or lots of emojis, whatever. It will help to grow the channel, okay? Through the end of the month, the 31st, readings are on sale, okay? 30 minutes is $65 and 60 minutes are $105. I'm doing this so that people who want to know what's going on, that everybody can afford it, okay? Because not everybody can. I remember being in that place when I was younger and wanting to know something, but not being able to afford it, even if it was just $50, right? So with everything that's going on, billhobart.com if you want to know about, if you want to book a reading, awesome, do it. Goes to the end of the month, okay? Yeah. So, hey Sherry. And what else? A lot of crazy things going on. We'll talk about that in the program. Gonna talk about, I forgot. I don't know, something else. It's something that's important. So we're gonna talk about that. Hey Alexis. And this past Tuesday, I did my first question and answer for, it was like an hour and a half, where I took everybody's questions, answered them for them, answer some after, okay? I may do that once, maybe twice a month, not really sure, but everybody enjoyed it. So that's pretty much what I like to do, right? Again, because people can't, either their schedule, their spiritual, undercover, whatever, and they just can't do a reading or something like that, go to a psychic fair or whatever. So, yeah. So, So we'll see who pops on. Mercury retrograde is done, 100%. Call it a day, pretty much. And between Pisces and Aries, there is going to be 7 planets that are right there. So it is intense energy. It's water and fire. Hey Beth. And yeah, there's a lot of topsy-turvy stuff. There's a lot of stuff that is kind of messed up. And we already know that, right? Hey Kathy. Yeah. So we'll wait just a couple more minutes until we see who else pops on. But the astrology is good right now. We're already in Aries season, which you can't believe we are, because the year's going by so fast. I mean, we're already in the 4th month of the year. There's going to be a lot of things that happen this month, okay? And then it's going to be like May and June are going to be kind of calmed down, but then July is going to hit us like a freaking ton of bricks. Okay, and I'll tell you what we've talked about when it comes to the situation in the country. Okay, and because again, I'm so blessed because I will see something on YouTube and they'll start a narrative for me. Yeah, blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, well that makes total sense. Timelines and everything. So we're gonna time it out. Is it 100% accurate? No, because it's for entertainment purposes only, right? I mean, again, all of us who do what I do all have different interpretations. Our guides have different interpretations of what's going to happen. And then when it does happen, we all pick, okay, well, that made sense. Well, that made sense. Well, that made sense. Things like that. So, yeah. I was going to do something else before I started today, and I didn't do it. There's a few people that can't, for some reason, they can't connect to Bill Clairvoyant Facebook page. And so I was going to put my phone on the same thing and just have dual. But I forgot. So it's over there and I'm not really charged. So, yeah. So, time is it? It's 3:05. Okay, so we're going to start. Like I said, it's a chilly day in Detroit again. It was nice this morning. It was like 60, almost 69 degrees. But now it's getting down to I think it's already down to 50 degrees. So it's gonna rain, tiny sweet thunderstorms. And for some reason my nose is sniffling already. I don't know why. I'm gonna turn the fan. I think I'm gonna turn the fan. I'm gonna turn the fan off. Hang on, I'll be right back. turn the ceiling fan off so that it doesn't. Okay, so, hey Kathy, Bean, Kathy Bean. I call you CBB because that's the only way that I can remember who you are when I see your name. Oh, Angel, there we go. So, Angel, somebody that I've known for a long time, she's part of the memberships. She sent me a text and said, so Bill, is there no program today? It was like 2:22, something like that, 2:27, whatever. I'm like, yeah, 3 o'clock. What, you in another dimension? Hey, Ryan. And I was like, and she's like, huh? I said, yeah. She said, yeah, this happened twice already today where I thought it was later than it was because you're in another dimension. Ooh, that got me right there. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So, talked about the astrology stuff, and I'll go into the heavy stuff later, so I can get the good stuff in first, okay? Heavy stuff's gonna be like what's gonna happen in the country. So, okay. Where are we gonna start, Spirit? Okay. Oh, hang on. They're bombarding me with different stuff and I don't wanna do those things. I want to do that. Well, okay. So okay. So some of the things I want to talk about some of the things that happened on Tuesday during the question and answer because in this platform I can expound on them. Okay. So there was plenty of people asking about dimensions. Okay, and we're always running in a parallel dimension, okay? And I just found this out like 5-6 years ago, which blew my mind about the deja vu and things like that. Is that there you go. We're always running at a different level of dimensional energy. We're living in 3D, so we actually have a 3D lifestyle, right? But as you raise your vibration, you can actually see and feel another dimension that's, let's say 4D or 5D, right? That's running parallel with you, only it's faster. Okay? It's at the same level, but it's further ahead of you. And somebody asked, I think that night, well, how do you recognize it and things like that? And if you are just in a calm place and you're just, I call it vegging, where you're just kind of like zoning out, that's when they will show you in your mind's eye. Of course, I see it in front of myself, right? That there's another parallel energy that is I call it racing me, right? And I'm able to see where I'm at, and I'm able to see what my higher self sees, not my third dimensional self. And we're going to have more and more of that as we go forward, okay? And Spirit has said this for the past, gosh, probably 8-9 years. When we raise our vibration and it's there, that we're not trying to or going up and down like before 2020. We all tried really hard to keep our vibration high, and we didn't understand why we couldn't, right? It didn't, how can I not stay up there? I don't get it. Hang on, they went like this. Okay, we'll say that in a minute. As we keep our vibration high because we can after 2020, okay? Because there's more people in the collection, quantum consciousness, exactly right. There's more people in the collection to keep that vibration high, right? And so we've talked about quantum energy being 100 times faster than what 3D is. That's other dimensional energy, okay? Or it's 1,000 times quantum, right? Because things are going so freaking fast. And that is a way, because there's more people in the collection to hold the vibration up. Hang on, guys. Oh, it's not on. Okay, cool. So, the the more people that recognize and acknowledge where their vibration is at and work actively to keep it at a higher energy level, the more the collective will prosper. The more the collective will prosper, okay? And that is all about the dimensional energy of seeing and feeling that when you have deja vu and it's something that is current, okay, that is, and what does that actually mean? Is that you're pursuing it in your life, but you see it accomplished, okay? And that is scary because, well, I don't understand, especially if you don't really know, I don't understand how I feel like it's accomplished. Well, first off, it's them, okay? Second of all, it is your higher self actually projecting to you in that dimensional energy that you have succeeded, okay? If you want, and I will be the poster boy for this, with the Maui thing, okay? Is that you know, you have to feel like you already have it. Yeah, okay, I got that. I got that. But if you are resistant to the message, if your energy is resistant to change because you haven't surrendered, and this is at a time when I had not surrendered yet, okay? You gotta surrender if you want what you want, right? They're gonna, again, for me, completely shutting me down with what I thought I knew. And no, Bill, we are the boss of you. And I've never had a boss of me in my life. My parents, but they weren't really my boss. They were kind of like, just let me run the show. So it was okay. That's who I've always been. But I finally went, okay, I give up. Shit, I give up. I give up. I'm not doing anything good. That's what we want. Because every time I would try to do something, I would get response. But Bill, don't worry about that. Bill, don't worry about that. Not Bill, stop thinking about that. Bill, stop worrying about that. Third dimension. Okay? So when we have something that is delivered to us, but at the wrong time. Okay? When I received the message about going to Maui, and that was in 2018. Okay? Right after they totaled my car and got me up. They told me 3 weeks before I totaled my car that I wasn't going to have the car for that long. It was a brand new Chevy Impala, loaded. It was a great black car. Wonderful car. I never had a black car, but it was an amazing black car. Totaled it out 3 weeks later. Boom. It happened. Get yourself the car that you want. Okay, cool. I wanted a white Impala. And I got that car, set in for the first time. And they said, perfect car for Maui. Okay, what does that mean? We can't have a black car in Maui because it's too hot. So we got you a white car. So we got you the same car in white. Okay. I'm thinking literally, right? Truly, I was not this guy. And the more that I went through that process of, okay, Spirit is showing me all these things that are happening for me. It was happening for me because they assumed all of my spiritual and human bodies were together, all my slices. Okay? They were not. That's when the aliens came through the tree, right? Yeah. They wanted my help and I couldn't help them because I'm not that guy. Well, now I am, but I wasn't then. 8 years later, now I get it. The resistance of where's it at, how come, where's it at, how come. So many people ask, when's it going to happen? Can you give me a time and a day? No. Again, our life our time is we stop. They're talking way too fast. Time is literal. Or this way. Yeah. See, they got me messing up in my head. Stop. You guys have to talk. It can't be a bunch talking at the same time. There's so many things we wanted to talk about. There's so many things. Well, stop. I can only talk so fast. More videos. Yeah, okay, we'll talk about that. Because time for us, there's no time in spirit. Let's just say that. Okay? So as I went through my process, as we all have to, right? I understand why my bodies were all separate because of going outside of myself or in myself from my childhood and from, again, having a voice in my head when I was young. ears ringing when I was 4. Yeah, I mean, all kinds of things happen to all of us, right? So we disassociate, right? Well, I didn't understand that all my bodies were separate until they told me, well, Bill, all your bodies aren't together. Why? I don't know. You're the one who's supposed to be doing it for me. So when we get told something's going to happen, when we are asking for what we want, okay, when we are understanding that what I need to do is I need to believe I've got it, which I always did. I just could not change the narrative in my head, even though my ego was quiet. It was very, very hard to understand it all, right? Because I'd always been the guy, the Capricorn Aquarius guy who just knew from them. So this is a whole new story, right? Everybody's going through that same exact thing to whatever level they're at in their journey. Okay? So now it's easier because we are closer to 5D than ever. So it's easier for us to change the narrative in our head if we are pushing back in our ego. Okay? There's so many things that people want and are going to get, but they don't understand what they have to do for them to receive them, because their third dimensional self keeps jumping ahead of the fifth dimensional self for protection. Ego. See? And so understanding that what we have to do, surrender, number one. Number two, it is about us absolutely understanding that pushing back on our ego and quieting it keeps us from jumping ahead of our fifth dimensional self. Things come faster, keeps our vibration higher. Okay? Right place, right time. As Spirit has talked about this for over a decade. We got to be in the right place at the right time when it happens. We do not know our soul journey yet. We will in the future. We'll be able to see it or feel it from them. They do. Our body does. Our spine is where it's all housed. But we can't access that yet. We will be able to. Okay? So, since we don't know, we have to trust. If you are not surrendered, and we're like, okay, you got the show, you're more powerful than I am. I just gave up. I'm like, you know what? You're more powerful. I'm tired of fighting. It's way too hard to fight. I mean, I'm a fighter. I was a fighter, but not no more. Forget that shit. I'm not doing that. No, it's too hard. Did I still continue to say, yeah, whatever, whatever? Yes. Because I was supposed to. My soul journey says things are happening now in 2026. Again, last year was the 9th year of the 9-year cycle of numerology. I get it now. Did I get it then? No, they didn't tell me about that. See? So there's all these things that they don't tell us when we're on our journey, because they can't. Because if they do, you're going to sabotage that MF big time. And you're going to wonder why you're not getting what you want. Okay? So that's something that came up on Tuesday. Okay? Another thing, and I'm going to revisit this. I've revisited this probably the 3rd time in the past 5 years or so. Science of medicine is going to allow knowledge about turning off certain genes in our bodies that cause diseases. Cancer, MS, kidney disease, heart disease, all the things that affect us. And that is coming by 2030. Okay? We really have to understand that it's not going to be a miracle, okay? But after we get through this cluster F we're going through now, which is going to happen this year, everything's going to be anew, okay? It's brand new energy, brand new everything, especially after 2028. Okay, 2028 to 2030 is going to be amazing, amazing. By 2032, 2035, probably 2032, most diseases will be cured by coding different, coding our genes different. Okay, And that's them telling me that, which again, I get it because they show me what they're doing in my mind, right? My mouth is dry. Hang on. So it is all about remembering if we have a family member or a friend who is ill, or it happens to us in the future or whatever it might be, remember it's going to be more and more prevalent. But I will tell you, with the way that the news media is limited because of persecution from the administration, because they cannot report what's actually happening, okay? And so understand that when bloggers or people doing videos on YouTube and things like that, when they say, the news media is not well, they can't do it because they'll lose their license, and that's billions of dollars that they would love to have. Okay, CBS is now owned by Larry Ellis. Okay, from Paramount. They've completely changed. They're now Orange TV. Okay, just like Newsmax, just like Fox, just like, again, and now they own CNN. So look for that to change also, okay? So when you see people talking about, well, they're not doing this and it's their fault, no, it's economics, and I get that. You can't have a huge corporation who is a broadcaster and be willing to yank their, because they can do it. They can do it. So what we have to do is that we have to understand, I know, people like myself can let you know what's actually happening when it comes to coding genes, okay? They can't put out when it happens if that's still in control because they'll use it to their advantage, okay? So it's going to be hidden. That's them, okay? Now, Spirit has talked about in a prior video about a person coming up and being the one who's going to unite people. Chimes. Okay? He's on its way. He is on his way. Okay? The female will join him separately. But Spirit had said that this person has never been born. It's not an ET. I can tell you that. It's not. But it's some, I don't know if it's energy that embodies a human being. I don't know. Hey, Jazz, I don't know if it is like somebody's already alive, but the energy that embodies them changes their speech, changes their dynamic. My ears are ringing like way up here. And then the female joins later. All of the benefits of the future will be shown after 2026. Okay, after 2026. Are they working on them now? No, they can't because of oversight. Okay, so coding genes is going to be amazing. Okay, because the knowledge will drop, maybe has already dropped into the scientific hands of people that can do those types of things in the future. They just haven't been turned on yet. Okay? Same with us, Spirit says. How about that? Same with us, right? Is that as we go through this process of transformation, as we look towards the future, as we try to believe what we know we need to believe, it can be very, very hard if we're wrapped up in third dimensional bullshit. Plain and simple. Okay? Every day I X out of all kinds of things on my Facebook feed because now I don't want to know about that. And the same thing with YouTube. I want to know about that. I don't want to know about that. I don't want to know about that. I don't care. Because I can't change it, right? None of us can. It has to run through the process. It has to run through the process. And we have to understand that we're only one person. Okay? Now, with the No Kings rallies on the 28th, when there's millions of people marching in the street, then we're powerful, okay? And that representation is very important for us, all right? It will get more intense as we go into summer. I'm telling you. In July, things are going to blow the F up big time. They're going to accelerate everything because of the midterms, okay? And Spirit has said already, martial law is coming, guys, okay? It is. It's coming, okay? The financial crisis is here. There was somebody that sent me, most people have known forever. She was on the live. Sent me something from $1.2 billion Blackstone, military contractor, all things, everything in Michigan. Betsy DeVos, who's the crazy lady from Amway that owns Amway with her husband. Her brother is the CEO of them, and they put a hold on what you can take away from the company. You can't cash in all you want to cash in because they know what's going on. Okay, BlackRock. Thank you, Ryan. And so understanding that's one more peg in the financial crisis, right? They don't have any money, and the government is now insolvent. Have we ever been insolvent before? I don't know. I haven't checked it out yet. Okay, but those types of things can absolutely mess with your mind. Like somebody said to me the other day, what about our Social Security? I believe we're still going to get that, okay? I don't think that they're going to be able to shut that off or change it. But again, they say we're going to be fine. I trust them, right? Does that mean that something may have a glitch? They may try to do something? Possibly, yes. Hey, Audrey. Well, again, we're at the... We don't have any power. Spirit, if you don't quit talking just on top, it's ridiculous. It's interesting because today everything is all bumbled. It's all bumbled in my mouth. It's all bumbled there. And I don't understand why that is. I don't know why. It's not flowing like it normally does. And I don't get that. Sometimes it happens, but not like I know. Okay. I'm apprehensive about talking about the future when it comes to the country. I don't like to talk about stuff like that, but I know we have to and that's what my flow problem is because I don't want to alarm people, but I want people to know what they need to do, like having cash in your house, right? Have to. Because the Federal Reserve is not going to open, okay? If the banks are getting money from the Federal Reserve and they're spending money, blah, 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 there's no money left. You can only print so much money before inflation goes out the freaking roof. And that's what they want, okay? So I kind of stopped myself from really going full blown into it, but they want me to. Yeah. So have cash in your house. We've talked about that before. Okay. Don't listen to the circus outside, right? Don't think that you have to worry and think. Stock your pantry, stock your freezer. Okay. So you got food. All right. When martial law is in place, you want to pay your bills. Okay. Because everything's going to be shut down. It's going to be just like the pandemic. Okay. There's going to be very little of this and that. It's going to be traumatic, okay? But it's to save the country, all right? The martial law will come from the military, okay? Probably in July. And why do I say that? Is because they've told me that the Iran war and spending money stealing money, taking so much money, and I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. Sorry, freaking ridiculous. What they are enjoying. And I understand why it's happening. I understand why it's happening. Because it has to break the system down. I get it. Do I want to talk about it? No, but I know what my job is. My job is to tell people as much as I possibly can that I know. Okay? Without getting flagged. I've had people who have gotten flagged and they've taken their videos down. Off from TikTok, off from YouTube, off from Instagram. Okay? So that's why I try not to swear. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I got them to stop with that. Okay. Back to the medical. Diseases will be cured by 2030, 2032, maybe 2035. Again, we're going to reiterate, all the dictators will be gone by 2030 or 2032, except for China. Okay? Another reason why for the military coup is because of going into countries illegally and taking them over, taking their oil, taking whatever, okay? As another dictator would do, because we're in the middle of the dictatorship, okay? Hence why there's a lot of people that don't understand that, and they're not even looking at that. They're just going along with their days, and they're going to be smack dab in the middle of WTF by July, okay? Okay, everything's going to fall, guys. Healthcare is going to fall. I mean, every industry is going to implode, and it's going to be an absolute cluster. And we just have to make sure that we are understanding ourselves and understanding that it's happening for a reason. And the reason is transformation of the country. Again, Spirit talked about this years ago, about the United States is the youngest country on the planet that can actually help in the transformation, can begin the transformation. The largest military, the largest economic, guys, come on. Economy. That's why it's starting here, which is true. We talked about that before, Spirit. Yeah. It's happening faster than anybody thought. They understand why it is, because it is the quantum energy that is making it happen faster than they actually planned it. It's 333. That makes sense. I'm just freaking obliterated right now. I mean, wow. It's like my eyes are just like stoned. Everything's blocked. What is that about? There's so much to talk about. Have money in there. Okay, Sherry, I'm going to do that. Let me say, Sherry says close your eyes, which is true, because I'm trying to keep them open, and so I didn't have to close my eyes. Okay. Thanks, Sherry. This is a new way of channeling for me, I guess. I'm used to having my eyes open, but now they want me to close my eyes, but they don't. But they're blah, blah, blah in my head. Okay, money. Everybody's going to have enough. Everybody's going to have enough money. It's going to be fine. There isn't any thought about that at all. Understanding that all of the plans that they've changed, all of these situations that all of the safety nets that they have destroyed, Spirit says, absolutely will be reinstated once everything is removed, okay? Meaning that administration, all right? So there may be a short amount of time where things are disrupted, but they will be back ASAP. Now, they believe, meaning Project 2025 and the rest of them, that everything's going to go to crypto. It's not going to go to crypto, okay? It's not, all right? As they paw that money back, as they start arresting people outside of the government, okay, for all of the dastardly deeds that they did, because they're all part of it, okay? Democrats, Republicans, people in the House and the Senate, they're all part of this, okay? Because they are of the third dimension, Spirit says, which is true. There's very few of those that are in higher dimensional energy that are actually trying to get out there and get people to understand exactly what's going on. Thank you, Spirit. So that's true. Bernie and AOC and a couple of others. Alyssa Slotkin from Michigan. Okay. Listen to those people because they're telling you exactly what is going on, what they're planning on things happening, because they have the inside track, which is true. Okay. Crypto will not go into place. We will not get paid in crypto. Okay. As they arrest and jail people who have stolen from us, from the government, okay, will be the first thing that is returned to the Treasury, okay? We will not be insolvent for long. That will all be taken care of. The plan is in place of exactly how to do it with partners from overseas, Spirit says, okay? With partners, and he's showing me NATO, okay? So as we feel that we're going down the tubes, no, behind the scenes, it's already being planned and worked on how they're going to save us instead of the other way around. Think about that. It has never happened in America's 250 years, okay? Because our 250th anniversary is in July. So that's why things are bigger going to happen, because of the anniversary in July. Makes sense. Don't allow fear to impact you. Do not allow the fear to envelop you. Okay? Because when you do that, you are giving them your energy, which is what we're fighting against. Again, believing that things are dire, believing that things are wrong, believing there are things that I don't have any power, which is not true. Okay? Your guides have you all every step of the way. If you believe it or not, Spirit says. Okay? Will some people's soul journey take them down part of that road? Yes. Because their souls have to learn to surrender. Not to them, but to them. As we go through this process, Spirit says, as we go through and understand more and more about who we are, the light will show us. The light will be bright, okay? That there's more and more people who come and try to understand exactly what has happened to them and to us, but also looking for the knowledge and the understanding to make themselves feel in control. And that's our job. Okay, Spirit has talked about this before, that it absolutely is why you're watching this program, why you have a YouTube feed, while you're talking to your spirit guides, where you're talking to and doing all the things that you do in your spiritual practice every day, and if you're not, you should be. It helps you to understand that when others approach you with, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be anybody, right? Helps you to understand why they're asking you, because the beauty of the transformation is they can see your light. We've talked about that before. Okay. So until that happens, I'm telling you, when it starts to happen to you, you're going to be like clicked on and you're not going to be able to shut it off. Okay. Your energy is going to get huge. It's going to get huge, like a beacon of light. Third eye is going to be a beacon of light. Okay. So understanding that and being open to that, because you can't run from it. They will not let you run from it. It's our job to keep you out front. It's our job to keep you in some type of control so that they feel comfortable approaching you, that they feel comfortable doing what they need to do to get access to the knowledge, and that's us, okay? He's saying, okay, so they're saying that that's why the $65 readings are going on, the $120 and $105 readings. That may continue into the month of April, the month of May. I thought it was going to end at the end of the month, but maybe what they're saying now is, as people transform, as people, that's going to be something that is also a beacon. Okay, for myself, I'll be in transformation. I'll be in my transformation from here to my next place. Okay, more of this will happen because I won't have to worry about, think about anything, because once I get it settled, it will be settled and it'll be taken care of. Meaning having a place to live, connecting with people who are going to take all my furniture and use it for a relocation for somebody in the future, things like that. That also going to be happening to other people, Spirit says, okay, where you are guided to move, where you're guided to leave where you are now and to move someplace that is more, not desolate, but more energy advanced, okay? Never question where they want to put you, okay? Never question that. Let them make it so for you. Let them make it happen. You'll be in the happiest place you've ever been in your life. And that's simply because if you're meant to move, they will move you, because you won't have a choice. Took me 8 years in and out of 3D, right? So I believe it's going to happen this year sometime. And I believe that it is, which will be a blessing, a total blessing for me and the dog, to start that next chapter. And all of us are going to have that next chapter, no matter what it pertains to. Yeah. So they're showing me people saving pets, people saving wildlife, people saving humans. Having this knowledge that they've never had before, and knowing it, and everything's been switched on. More and more people having the dreams of removal, having dreams that happen. I had some last night, I have no idea, but they woke me up 3 times. And it was the same dream over and over and over again. I don't know what it was, but that's what happens for myself. Other things have happened with other people, right? The dreams that we have that absolutely are clearing dreams. Spirit says, for all of you, are the pictures flying by the right side of your face yet? Are they flying by? Is anybody having that go on? Because again, that's clearing. That's extensive clearing. Instead of having dreams when you're asleep, you're having when you're awake or you are asleep. The pictures of things and people, experiences, flashing by the right side of your head. Leave my nose alone. Okay. There are multiple tentacles connected to everybody that's on their journey from their guides. Okay, as you saw at the beginning of this, multiple guys trying to talk at the same time. Stop. As soon as Sherry, suggested, Bill, close your eyes. It's all coming out exactly how it's supposed to come out. Because I was fighting not closing my eyes because I don't like closing my eyes. Again, so Spirit said, surrender. Got it. That's what surrender looks like, Spirit says. Yes, totally. So the tentacles from your guides are different things changing at different times from different guides above your head. Okay, we have a tower of guides above our head from all the lifetimes you've had on the planet. The more lifetimes you've had on the planet, the more guides you have. Okay? That's why one night you'll have this, one day you'll have this. One night you'll have this, one day you'll have this. Again, leave my nose alone. Double-sided work, Spirit says. Double-sided work. We're all working to your advantage. We're all working to give you the advantage. We're all working to get you to the place where we need you to be before the massive blow up, before the massive shift. I shouldn't say blow up, the massive shift. Okay? That's their plan, and they will make it so. They will make it so. Don't worry about the things that you cannot control. And why they're saying that is because I was asking them about, okay, so what happens when you're struggling to pay your bills, pay your rent, pay your mortgage, whatever, right? What do you do? Don't worry about that. Let them take care of that. Okay? Let them take care of that. There's nothing, okay, I know, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that. They want you to really understand. There's nothing that you can do to F this up. There's nothing that you can do that's going to mess up the next 9 months. Okay? It's already set. It's already set. You can believe what you want to believe. Okay? You're still going to get what you are supposed to get. May it be 3 days, 4 days later? Yes. So there may be some time situations, right? And I'm going to tell you this piece of information about myself, okay? Is that at the end of the month, I'm pretty done, right? When it comes to money, until my Social Security check comes. And when the end of the month is here, I still have bills that I need to pay until the end of the month. And it always is like the last week, which is really tough. And I've learned in my process of struggle, they're always going to take care of things. And I've talked about this before. With the headlight on the car, with the engine on the car, right? But ego gets in there, the fear, that's my one trigger that happens every single month. And once again, they took care of it. They took care of it this month. I don't have to worry about anything like that. I'm telling you guys this because I'm showing you my vulnerability. My vulnerability is about, I'm a Capricorn. It's about money. And this comes from past lives. Okay? The lifetimes of struggle, the lifetimes of not having. It also comes to my father's side. Okay? My grandmother came here from France in 1917 by herself at 17 years old. Okay? To meet my grandfather, to find my grandfather, who she met in World War I in France. And she was 15 and he was 25. They had their little love affair thing, and he came back here and she came on the boat. Okay? Neither one of them had any money ever. The dad's side of my family is extremely poor. Extremely poor. I'm my dad's child. Trust me, I have my dad's DNA big time. Okay? And this came to me this week. I understand this now. They're like, Bill, stop. Just stop. But they told me why that still permeates with me, why it's still there. Because of my father's influence on my life, also the history of his DNA. My grandmother was an illegitimate child, right? So there's another thing there. We don't know the other piece of her father's DNA from France, right? We don't know what it is. Say her mother was illegitimate. Don't know where the father of her is at, right? So all of this came to me in the last 2 days, which again blows my mind. All of us are going to have the same things happen to us when there are things that we can't overcome. If there are things that we need their help with, and we ask them again and again and again, you're going to get the freaking answers at the right place at the right time. I'm the freaking poster child for that. Okay? I am the freaking poster child for that. Never thought I would be, but I am. I've always made my own way. Well, the surrender part helped in 2019, 2020, 2021. Okay, just said, no way, I'm not doing it anymore, whatever. Because it wasn't happening with the move to Maui. They got me to surrender because I wasn't getting what I wanted. I get it. Now this piece here, which is the final piece for me to allow my abundance, okay? The reason that it is because of your dad's DNA, my granny's DNA, my grandfather's DNA, okay? And so it always comes from somewhere, and usually it's lineage. Usually the things that we cannot overcome to the point of needing to, right, is things that we were born with. Characteristics of things that you would believe in your third dimensional life that you could just ignore and overcome. Work harder, grab more things, have different relationships, overcome the deficit of love, all these things that we cannot control any longer because we're not in 3D anymore, all of us. Okay? We're in 4 or 5 or maybe 6. So this information that I got, I'm telling you guys because this is how it works for all of us. It works the same way for all of us. You don't even have to be clairvoyant, everybody. You don't. Trust me, you don't. Because they will somehow get you the information. Is it looking at something on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Insta, Blue Sky, whatever it is, they will get you the information when you're supposed to have it. To understand, okay, now I understand why I'm struggling. Now I understand they're going to take care of that for me. And guys, I'm telling you what, that's when the breakthroughs happen, because it's happened to me in the past just exactly like this. Just exactly like this in different things in my life. Okay? And so I tell you guys these things because everything is coming for you. Everything is going to be fine. You just have to get out of your own way and allow them to move you to the right place at the right time. Quit playing my nose. They're all excited now because I closed my eyes. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to do that from now on. Okay. Just on a side note, I just brought this up, is that, because I wasn't letting them tell me this. The bombings on the coasts of the country that back in 2019, 2021, 2022, 2023, that Spirit talked about often as these people that are doing it are Americans. They're doing it for terrorism, and possibly a dirty bomb in New York City, Washington, D.C., Miami, Houston, because of the oil refineries, L.A., San Francisco, Vegas, Washington State, okay? All for terrorism. It's another part of the war with Iran. And this is their thinking, which just blows my mind, that we can blame them as we're doing it. As we're doing it to our own country to keep the country in flux, okay? Terrorism, blaming the Iranians for the terrorism when it's actually people who are under that regime in America, okay? So it all fits. It all fits with what Spirit has said for the past 5 or 6 or 7 years, on and off, okay? That now they have a boogeyman. Now they have something that they can claim is doing it when actually they're doing it to continue to run the dictatorship, which as they run up against the overthrow, the military coup, that's when these will really get going to try to keep people in flux that Iran is going to bomb us, which they're not going to. Okay, this is a war that the orange was paid for from Israel. Millions and millions and millions of dollars went into his bank account. Okay, that's why he's doing it, because he always called people in the military that got hurt or that passed, suckers and losers. They're suckers and losers. Why would they go to war? Come on. Why would you even enlist? That's kind of stupid. Why would you do that? Well, he's a narcissist, and people in the country are patriots. So when that stuff starts to happen, because it's going to, guys, it's going to, understand that it's all in the journey, that it's all in what's going on, that it is all in things that we can march in the streets to show the support for the country, okay? Don't get embroiled with battles of voice, battles of internet, any type of battle that you can possibly walk away from, because it's not worth your happiness. It's not worth your energy. It's not worth your comfort, okay? Because it's going to get bad. And you're going to have people in your family that are going to blah, 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 blah. You're going to have friends and family who blah, 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 okay? Because everybody is going to be one side or the other even more than it is now, okay? But as Pam Gregory said, it'll be 60% and 40%. 60% will be the spiritual ones, 40% will not be, and then 20% of the 40% goes, okay, WTF, I'm going with these people over here. So it'll be 80-20. Spirit always thought it would be 90-10. May still be 90-10, right? As the 10% start to pass away. Because they will, okay? They will pass away. Because their journey on the earth is done. And Spirit wants to reiterate that, right? To remind people that when people pass away in the future, that are those people, there's a reason for that, okay? Understanding that soul journey. They know the day you're born, the day you're going to die, and every chapter in between. We do not. So when somebody passes away at an older age or at a younger age, there's a reason for that. It's their soul journey. And that isn't an excuse. That is the truth. That we cannot move past the day we're born, day we're going to die, and all the chapters in between. It is all stated in our contract, and we signed the contract. Can you make an addendum? I don't believe that you can, but others believe that you can. They say, no, Bill, the journey's the journey, and we're sticking to it. Okay? So, as it happens in the future, just remind yourself, it's the soul journey. Could be brothers, sisters, good friends, whoever, right? Extended family, whatever, right? Maybe they didn't come out against either or, but they passed early. Well, because their soul contract was up. The journey was done for them, and they're going back to where they came from in whatever galaxy. They're not going to be reincarnated. They've chosen to leave the planet because they were just here for 3D. The 3D experience of being these human beings who came from nothing, where we were digging grubs out of the ground with a stick, to being the people that we are today. Okay? And we've all reincarnated a number of times. Now, will we reincarnate in 5D? The answer is yes. But we'll also live longer. Okay? There'll be all kinds of medical experiences that allow us to rejuvenate our organs, like changing the coding of our cells. Okay? Also, using salt water as a way of cleansing ourselves, but also of energizing our innards. Okay? All of our vital organs that we carry inside of our body. Okay? Let me see what time it is. I don't really know. Of course, it's 1 minute to 5 or 1 minute to 4. Okay, that's kind of cool. Wow. Okay. So everything just went up. As soon as they said check the time, it all just went away. That's a new way of channeling for me. Totally new. And I'll tell you why. Because they just told me. It's higher dimensional channeling. I'm in a different space energetically than I have been in the past. Which makes sense. So, of course, because the mics were closed, I didn't see if anybody had any questions or wanted to say anything. I will go through them and answer. If you haven't seen the question and answer, I left it on Facebook and it's also on YouTube. If you want to check that out, billhobart.com. Bill YouTube at Bill Hobart on YouTube, and you think, Ryan? Jesus Christ. And on Facebook, I may repost it again, just share it again, because it gets down in my feed because I post so much stuff. And people can't find it unless you go, I think you can go to my page, my Facebook, my Bill Clairvoyant page, and scroll down and find it. Chimes, my one little chime. Again, readings are still on sale, of course, like I said, during the channel. Half an hour is $65. I know. 60 minutes is 105. They just said, we're going to be so glad when that's not a part of your repertoire, doing readings, because we have other things we got to do that are different. I'm like, I know, but again, we have to, right? I mean, we still got to talk to people. I mean, we still have to talk to people, you know? Yeah, wild. I'll still be doing Coach for the Soul, from what I think, what I believe, what they told me, yes. I don't know for how long. So these will still be going on, only it'll be at 10 o'clock my time and 3 o'clock here. I think that's what it is. During daylight savings, it's 6 hours, not 5. So I'm not sure where that lines up. Hopefully it's not 9 o'clock in the freaking morning. If it is, I would do it anyway, but I'd rather have it be 10 o'clock. You know, I don't like the mornings. Maybe I will when I get to Hawaii. I don't know. But memberships will continue. They are, okay, so Kelsey says, Kelsey, you just popped in there. Do you help coach people who, Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's the memberships. Yeah, that's the memberships. It's a year, you buy 12 months, of time, 50 minutes to an hour and a half every month. And the prices are consecutive. There's 5 different levels. It's interesting that you did that just when, oh, I'm sorry. Kelsey asked, do you help coach people who may have just unlocked their mediumship, asking for a friend with a wink? Yes. Sherry is in the memberships. I have 28 people in the memberships now, but that's how I form it. And it's at billhobart.com under memberships. It tells you everything that's there. You have unlimited questions in the memberships. So there's people that contact me at least once or twice a month, or once or twice a week, right? Because all the questions that they've got, because they're starting out, or they know that they can. I had people this past week that I talked to for the first time, and they're looking at the memberships too, because they can ask as many questions as they want, because they're on this journey of, I don't know what to do. I don't have any idea of what this all is about. Yeah. So, yeah. Again, you can always text me if you have a question, things like that, or we can set up a call and I can tell you what's going on, whatever. There's no problem. There's no problem with that at all. Okay. But again, that's all part of what's going on now, but it's also what's to come. Because I still have to channel the books, and I know I'm going to be doing retreats at my house in Kihei, Hawaii. I don't know what that looks like because have never even thought about doing that. But it's going to be at my house, and there's going to be a house next door that I'm going to build or whatever. That's what they've all told me. So we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens when I get there and get settled and things like that. So okay, I'm looking at different membership options. Really don't know what's happening at this time. At this time exactly. Did I hear you correctly? You're finally heading to Hawaii. Yes, I'm finally heading to Hawaii after 8 years. I believe this year. I've been told by the end of June. So that is a really quick, fast thing. So, yeah, so that's going to be, and I heard it again this week. Again, too. So it's like, okay, deep breath. It's all going to work out fine. Again, everything always does. Okay? So, questions you guys have, put them in the feed of YouTube because I can answer them there, because this I will take down about 8 o'clock tonight. Okay? So, or text me. Okay? Facebook message me. Okay? I'll answer anybody's questions that you guys have. Okay? If you need just something, right? Because you don't know what to do, you text me and then I call you. Damn, that stuff's free. I don't have to charge you any of that stuff, right? Cal, they always say, Bill, if we could do this for free, we do it for free. Well, eventually we'll be able to do it for free because we'll be living in a great house in Hawaii and won't have any worries about anything financial. So, yeah. So, like I said before, if you haven't seen the question and answer, it's on my Facebook page, and it is also, she got confirmation chills. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you. There you go, guys, right? She got confirmation chills. So I guess we're moving. Daisy, I think we're moving. Yeah. So I'm blessed with that. I believe that 100%. I know it's the right place at the right time. But like I said before, if you haven't seen the question and answer, it was pretty freaking cool. I may do one again Tuesday. They're just telling me that. We'll do another one on Tuesday because it's going to build and get bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay? Because this past one was amazing. I mean, I am fascinated by the answers that come out of my mouth because I'm in this energy all the time. Okay? That's why you can call me on the phone or send me a text or whatever, and blah, 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 blah is going to happen. Okay, what is... Lisa says, have a listen to Bella International on YouTube. Song Everything Always Works Out for me. There you go, Lisa. Thank you. We need to get together and have a conversation or something too. Spirit was telling me that after last week's. So even if you just talk on the phone for like an hour or whatever, okay? I've known Lisa since freaking junior high school. So it's like, it's a long time ago. Yeah, and we're still friends, which is kind of cool. Oh, there you got confirmation on that. Yep. Yeah, I know, right? Spirit is when we love her. It's like, I know and I know Lisa, but it's like, there's just this thing with certain people. I remember high school and stuff like that, right? We didn't really know each other that well in high school. But after high school, guess what? Ding. Yeah. We're kind of alike. Could be brother and sister very, very easily. So, and I'm sure you guys have those people too. Okay? So, check out the question and answer. I'll probably do one again on Tuesday. Okay? Because they're telling me that I need to, and I'm all excited in my heart about it. So, okay. Readers are still on sale. I talked about the memberships, right? Yeah. So they keep saying, tell them they can ask questions. People have got questions, so please ask the questions. Okay. So I'll see you Tuesday at 7 o'clock for question and answer if you want to do that. Okay. It's on my Bill Clairvoyant page. It's just like this. Okay. Worked out good last time. We got a lot of people that really enjoyed hearing other people's answers to their questions, which was pretty freaking cool. I know Bill is the one person who gets me. It does. I just get you, Lisa. Yeah, you get me, so it makes sense. But that will be Tuesday, and then Thursday at 3 o'clock next week. Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. I'll be back. Okay. Yeah, it's what we do, right? What we do. You're going to be doing the same thing. Yeah. So, namaste, everybody. I love you more than you can possibly imagine. This is some of the best therapy I've ever done in my life. By helping people and giving them what gifts I have, which again blows my mind with what comes out of my mouth sometimes. So, see you next Thursday at 3 o'clock. Coaching for the Soul. See you guys.